Few boats are as beautiful and sturdy looking as a Cabo Rico, and while the Cabo Rico 38 gets all the glory, there's something to be said for its little sister. Today, the Cabo Rico 34. Cabo Rico Yachts got its start in the 1960s when John Schofield started building powerboats in the corner of the British Leyland Assembly Plant in Costa Rica. These were the guys who made cars, but they let him use a corner of the factory to build boats. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that conversation. In the early 1970s, their first sailboat was a 36-foot ketch designed by William Creelock. The Tiburon 36, a beast of an ocean-going full-keel 21,000-pound bathtub stay-sail ketch with a 5-foot draft. If you're building a boat in Costa Rica, it better be blue water capable. There were 36 Tiburons built and 10 Tiburon 38s. In 1977, the 36-foot design became the now legendary Cabo Rico 38. In 1983, a separate company, Cabo Rico USA Incorporated, opened in Fort Lauderdale, Florida to offer sales of the new Cabo Rico boats on mainland US. 1986 saw the introduction of the Chase 38 sport fishing boat designed by C. Raymond Hunt and Associates of Boston. In 1987, two Canadians, Fraser and Edie Smith, purchased the factory in Costa Rica. They also arranged for a corporation in Ontario, Canada, to purchase the sales company in Fort Lauderdale. First, these new owners introduced the XL version of the 38 and then a smaller 34-foot Creelock designed sister ship to the 38 the following year. This 34 was the first new sailboat design in 10 years. Where the 38 was the big ocean-going home-on-the-water sailboat featured in Miami Vice, the 34 would be a toned-down, smaller version meant to be a home away from home for the family of four. At just 17,000 pounds, which is still a heavy boat for a 34-footer, she got 5,800 pounds of long keel ballast, with a beam of 11 feet, narrow by today's standards. A draft of less than 5 feet promises less groundings if Florida or the Bahamas are on your cruising list. While the 34 is a cutter, her total sail area to displacement of just over 14 displaces her well into the underpowered sail category, meaning she'll be a slower boat than most others. But when the wind kicks up, she should freight train along under full canvas near her full hull speed of 6.9 knots. But speed isn't this boat's forte. Its stability. The capsize screening formula is a measurement designed to determine if a boat has blue water capability. The CSF compares beam with displacement since excess beam contributes to capsize and heavy displacement reduces capsize vulnerability. The boat is better suited for ocean passages versus coastal cruising if the result of the calculation is 2.0 or less. The lower the better, and the Cabo Rico scores an impressive 1.71, very ocean capable. The hull to deck joint, one of the most important things to guarantee structural integrity, is a raised bulwark design on this boat. The design creates a large U-channel structure around the entire vessel. This form reduces the twist factor. The joint is sealed and then through-bolted. This design has the added benefit of providing a vertical platform for attaching lifeline stanchions. This is both stronger and less likely to leak. Cabo Rico uses an elaborate mast step bridge too, which elevates the mast butt out onto the dry cabin sole. This allows for an effective keel step mast while never allowing the mast butt to come into contact with potentially corrosive bilge water. The bridge itself is of heavy fiberglass laminate in a crisscross pattern with a 1/2-inch aluminum plate laminated into the top covering the fiberglass platform. The solid teak and holly sole is epoxy to the covering platform, giving it a uniform finish area to which the mast step is through-bolted. The void is used for the holding tank. Inside, you'll find a 2-stateroom single-head arrangement with the finished woodwork and joinery you'll enjoy spending several hours oiling and varnishing. To port is a large U-shaped galley to keep you safe if you're cooking at sea. Forward is a very large settee with a drop table to dine with an entire family, which is also able to drop down into an extra place to sleep amidship. Across is a settee that doubles as the nav desk bench, but also pulls out longer under the nav desk for yet another place to sleep. Up front in the V berth is what is called a double berth, but seems tight for two people if you're spoiled by queen-size beds at home. It's raised, so falling out would be a problem at sea, but the room offers lots of storage and headroom despite being in the bow of a 34-footer. After the V berth is the large head with shower and more woodwork of a beautiful finish. The quality of construction of Cabo Rico yachts is likely best compared to boats like the Hans Christian. Though having been on both, I'd give a slight edge to the Hans Christian line of boats. Something about their woodwork and the brass hardware and faucets sets them apart. Aft on the Cabo Rico 34 and to starboard is the aft stateroom with another tight double berth giving up some room for the cockpit well. It's a reasonable size and very in line with Hans Christians and Passports or Slocums in the aft cabin of this vintage. The cabin sole or floor construction of this boat is elaborate. All floor stringers, transfer beams, and subflooring are solid fiberglass. The solid teak and holly sole is attached with epoxy glue. There's no area of the bilges and substructure that's wood or that can rot under any conditions. One of the main differences in construction and detail is the hours Cabo Rico can afford to devote to building the boat from their base in Costa Rica. The company claims they put more hours into building just the hull than any other builders put into building an entire boat. Perhaps that's why these 34s are fetching over $100,000 for sale today. We found this one for sale on the West Coast, built in 1995, listed at $147,000 with just 1,600 engine hours, and claims that the owner had just put $50,000 into a refit with new rigging, sails, electronics, and batteries. She'll sleep 6 comfortably with a hydronic diesel heater and likely sail very well with all her new canvas and gadgetry. She's got new spinnaker, Genoa, and staysail halyards, new dynamo running backstays, new carbon fiber whisker pole on a track, new masthead sheaves, roller furling was serviced, a new topping lift, new Doyle main and Dutchman system, new Doyle self-tacking staysail, new Doyle Genoa. This boat, also being newer, has a Yanmar 3J and has spent very little hours motoring. She's on the West Coast where boats tend to be more expensive to buy and to own, but if you're looking for something heavy and reliable, she just might be the ticket. The only problem with the Cabo Rico 34, in all of its beauty and rugged ocean worthiness, is its big sister, the 38. And we found lots of them for sale in the same price range. Like this 1996 in Florida, you'd really have to twist my arm to buy the 34 when the 38 is out there for sale too. What do you all think? Cabo Rico is one heck of a long keel cutter. Would you have one? Or would you go Hans Christian or something else? Or jump right over these old battle axes to buy something more modern? I can't wait to hear from you in the comments. And while you're here, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you next time.